What's up, guys? I got another performance review today. The subject's going to be the Nike Lebron 10. Sorry if I sound a little weird. My allergies are kind of bothering me today. Um, One of the great parts of living in the wonderful Ohio Valley. Um, but just to get right into it, starting with the traction of the shoe. No issues with the traction at all. Good coverage for multi-directional movements. I thought the traction was one of the better um, versions of it on a LeBron in a long time, at least in the main line. The Soldiers usually have really good traction, but these were no problems there. Moving on to the cushion of the shoe, you've got the first ever implementation of Nike's Max Zoom Air, which looks like a regular Air Max unit, but you can see it's got all those little fibers in there, like Zoom Air does. This is hands down one of the craziest cushioning setups I've ever experienced. The heel feels pretty much like a regular regular Max Air unit would. The forefoot is where it starts to get really crazy. The only way I can kind of describe it is that when you put pressure on the balls of your foot and in the forefoot region, you get like, and you step off, you get like this really almost propelling motion that it feels really, really crazy. It's definitely one of the most, the thickest, most responsive cushioning systems you can get in terms of the amount of cushion that you receive and the responsiveness that you get with it. Of course, you've got the follow-on midsole that sits atop the airbag, so you don't have that, right underneath your foot feeling. So it has more impact protection with the follow-on. Cushioning was great. I did kind of feel like I wouldn't want to say it wasn't. This is definitely not the fastest playing shoe I've ever worn. Be great for like a larger, bigger player. I did kind of feel like they're not necessarily geared towards like smaller players or guards, mostly because of the lack of flexibility in the shoe. Because of the 360 Air Max unit, you lose flexibility in the shoe. It's like I'm like that's as far as this shoe flexes. It doesn't flex at all, hardly, which is one of my least favorite aspects of the shoe. Lack of flexibility wasn't that good. Moving on to the fit and on the uppers of the upper part of the shoe. The upper is all hyperfuse. It's a really thick, nice and flexible hyperfuse. It's really comfortable. The fit is really snug. I think they fit true to size if you're going to play in them. If you're going to wear them casually, you might, or if you have a wide foot, you might want to go up half a size. I went my true size 10.5 in these, and I haven't had any issues at all. The upper's hyperfused, so it's going to be really durable. The other good thing is that they've really improved the ventilation on these as opposed to other past LeBron models. The lacing system, as you can see, they've got the little exposed bits of dynamic flywire, and that actually goes down into the shoe. You can probably see, you can see it real well there. The little orange strands, they all reach all the way down into the footbed, which when you tighten your laces up, it gives you a really good lockdown, really good fit. No issues with that at all. The ventilation was great. I've played in these outside, and when a nice breeze comes through, I can feel the breeze on my foot, which was, if you play outside in the summertime when it's hot like I do, that's always a plus. Ventilation was great. Support is really good, despite not having like a TPU shank or anything like that. The firmness of the cushioning setup is enough to provide midfoot support. You've got an internal heel cup. The contour of the shoe really kind of, it's an asymmetrical collar. It's heavily padded. No comfort issues there. The tongue was nice and padded. No lace pressure, nothing like that. The only issue I had was the laces could have been a little longer. I lace my shoes always lace my shoes up to the top notch when I'm playing, and when I tied them, I mean, at the time pretty tight, and still laces weren't real long, so I'm being kind of nitpicky there, but that's one of the only issues I had there. In terms of overall, in terms of overall comfort, this is one of the most comfortable basketball shoes you could possibly put on. Also, you've got this TPU sidewall here for support for lateral movements. The only other department I felt that this shoe didn't really perform real well in terms of other than flexibility was stability. You can see they've got the outrigger here, which I mean it does help a little bit. I did notice that on certain movements and stuff like that, the airbag does compress pretty easily, like right in this region here. So if I'm making a hard stop, like stop and then maybe a movement like roll, like I could see where it might be kind of easy to possibly roll an ankle. Luckily, with my movements, I'm able to gauge my own movements pretty easily. I'm a back and forth type player. I don't make a lot of I've learned how to manage my movements to where ankle injuries are slightly decreased. These are definitely not an ideal guard shoe. Definitely designed for a big, explosive player like LeBron James. That's not to say that smaller players can't wear them and still enjoy them. I prefer more flexible, flexible cushion shoes. This definitely makes up for any lack of flexibility with the cushioning that it has. It's just crazy how heavily cushioned these shoes are. For the price point, they were really expensive. If I'm going to pay that much money for a pair of shoes, I want a lot of tech. I'm a tech nerd, so I like having all of the available technology that is there. They're pretty innovative. The first time ever that they've used the Zoom Air cushion, or the Zoom Max Air cushion. It's pretty interesting. They're really fun to play in. I didn't have any issues. Playing them for long periods of time. I would play them for a few hours, and afterwards, I wouldn't have any like joint soreness or anything like that. Just because of how heavily cushioned they are. They really, it's basically like having, memory. It's like having pillows on your feet, basically, when you're playing. Which is never a bad thing. Overall, in terms of a score, if I had to give these a score, I'd give them a 9.5 out of 10. The only little tiny personal preference nitpicks that I would have would be flexibility and maybe a little bit of stability, although stability is not really a big issue for me, but I know for a lot of people it is. They like to feel... it's mostly just a mental thing. Flexibility in the shoe. I'm sure that they'll refine the Air Max Zoom units to where maybe they can provide more flexibility. I'm thinking maybe something along the lines of segmenting them, making them separate units. Kind of like what they've done recently with the Jordan 28s and the Superflies, where they've have zoomer units in the forefoot and they're segmented into two parts for flexibility. I don't see why they couldn't do that, all the way down and provide the same responsive cushioning and, maximum cushioning with, more flexibility. That would be great. I know the LeBron 10s or the 11s not going to feature this. The 11s are going to have Lunarlon insole with full-length Zoom Air. So I don't know if they're abandoning the Max Zoom. I hope not. It's a really, really nice addition to the family there. I like playing in them. Hopefully, we see it again sometime down the road, maybe in a different facet. That'd be cool. But these are a lot of people have these and they don't play ball in them, which drives me crazy. It's like this is having this shoe and not playing basketball in it. It's like having a Ferrari or like or a Lamborghini and like only driving at 10 miles an hour. Um, you want to use it for what it's designed to do, which is play basketball. Everything on this shoe is designed to, have a purpose, and that purpose is to play ball. So I'll stop ranting now. Great shoe to play in, lots of fun. Great cushioning, good support, good fit, good lockdown. Everything other than flexibility on the shoe was spot on. Definitely the best performing LeBron in a long time. I feel like the line got towards more like this lifestyle type thing with the sevens, and everybody focused on the shoes' looks and fancy colorways and stuff, which is great. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. But at the end of the day, I want a good basketball shoe. If I'm going to pay that much money, I don't care whose name is on it, LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, whoever. If it performs well, I'll pay money for it. So at the end of the day, these are worth it. So that's all I've got for right now. Have fun, play some ball, wear your shoes. Until next time, guys, take it easy.